When you wrap your arms around your dog and pull them close, do you actually know what they're experiencing in that moment? Yes, it feels like love. It feels like the most natural thing in the world. But behind that hug, behind that full bowl of food, behind that busy walk around the block, there's something most owners never find out. Something that, if you knew, you'd change today. The truth is, the things that hurt dogs the most aren't done by bad owners. They're done by good ones, every single day, out of love. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why and what to do instead. 1. Hugging your dog. You hug your dog because you love them. That's the whole reason. You come home after a long day, they run to the door, and wrapping your arms around them feels like the most honest expression of how you feel. It feels mutual. It feels right. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs do not hug. It is not part of their social language. When one dog puts a limb over another dog's body, that is a dominance signal, not an affectionate one. So when your arms come down around your dog's neck and shoulders, their body doesn't read warmth, it reads restraint. Dr. Stanley Coren, a canine behavior researcher at the University of British Columbia, analyzed over 250 photographs of people hugging their dogs. In more than 80% of the images, the dogs showed at least one clear stress signal: ears pinned back, whites of the eyes visible, head turned away, mouth closed and tense, licking their lips with no food present. These are not signs of a dog enjoying the moment. These are signs of a dog tolerating it. Your dog loves you too much to pull away, so they stay still. They let it happen, and you read their stillness as acceptance. Think about that for a second. Your dog holds themselves together, uncomfortable and uncertain, because they trust you too much to resist. That's not a dog enjoying a hug. That's a dog choosing you over their own discomfort. The next time you feel the urge, try this instead. Crouch down to their level. Let them come to you. Let them press their head into your chest on their own terms. That is a dog choosing closeness. That is what real mutual affection looks like. 2. Letting them eat as fast as they want. You fill the bowl, you put it down, and within 30 seconds, it's gone. And most owners smile at that. A dog that eats fast is a dog that loves their food. It means they're happy. It means you're feeding them well. But here's what's actually happening. Speed eating is one of the most dangerous habits a dog can have, and most owners have no idea. When a dog eats too fast, they swallow large amounts of air along with their food. In deep-chested breeds like Great Danes, German Shepherds, Standard Poodles, and Dobermans, this can trigger a condition called gastric dilation volvulus. Most people call it bloat. Veterinarians call it one of the most catastrophic emergencies in small animal medicine. The stomach fills with gas and fluid and then twists on itself. Blood supply cuts off. Tissue begins to die within hours. Without emergency surgery, a dog can go from eating dinner to gone within a single night. The American Kennel Club estimates that bloat kills thousands of dogs every year, and a significant number of those cases connect directly to rapid eating. This is not a rare condition in unlucky dogs. It is a predictable outcome of a habit most owners never think twice about. Your dog isn't eating fast because they're happy. They're eating fast because millions of years of evolution told them food might disappear. That drive has nothing to do with how safe and loved they actually are. Slow feeder bowls, puzzle feeders, or simply spreading their food across a baking tray can cut speed dramatically. It takes 30 seconds to make the change. It could be the 30 seconds that keeps your dog alive. 3. Skipping the sniff walk. You take your dog for a walk to give them exercise. You have a route, you have a pace, and when your dog stops every few feet to bury their nose in a patch of grass, you feel the leash go taut, and you keep moving. You have somewhere to be. They've already been outside for 20 minutes. That should be enough. But here's what's actually happening. For your dog, smell is not a background sense. It is their primary way of experiencing the world. A dog's nose contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors. Yours contains about 6 million. The part of their brain dedicated to analyzing scent is, proportionally, 40 times larger than yours. When your dog sniffs a single patch of ground, they are reading a full story. Which dogs were here, when they came, what they ate, whether they were stressed or relaxed, whether a female nearby is in heat. You pulled them away from a conversation. Research from the University of Agricultural Sciences in Sweden found that dogs allowed to use their nose during walks showed significantly lower cortisol levels and calmer behavior afterward compared to dogs taken on fast-paced exercise walks of the same length. A 20-minute sniff walk tires a dog more than a 1-hour power walk. The mental effort of processing that much information is genuinely exhausting. And if this video is changing the way you think about your dog, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more owners who actually want to understand what their dog needs. When you rush your dog past every smell, you're taking them for a walk that meets your definition of exercise and ignores theirs entirely. Give them 10 minutes on the walk where they set the pace. Let them stop. Let them read. You'll come home with a calmer dog every single time. 4. Using punishment-based corrections. You want a well-behaved dog. That's why you correct them. When they pull on the leash, you snap it back. When they jump on guests, you say no firmly. When they chew something they shouldn't, you raise your voice. You're not being cruel. You're being consistent. You're teaching them. But here's what's actually happening. Punishment tells a dog what not to do. It does not tell them what to do instead. And when a dog can't figure out what you actually want from them, they don't stop the behavior. They become anxious around you. A landmark study from the University of Porto, published in 2020 in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science, compared dogs trained with reward-based methods against dogs trained with aversive methods, including leash corrections and verbal reprimands. Dogs in the aversive group showed significantly higher cortisol levels, more stress-related behaviors, and spent more time in a tense, alert posture, even outside of training sessions. They weren't learning better, they were becoming more afraid. Here is the part that most owners never realize. Your dog is not misbehaving to defy you. They are doing what comes naturally to them because no one has clearly shown them the alternative. When you correct without redirecting, you are removing an option without offering a replacement. Imagine someone keeping you in a room and punishing you every time you touch the wrong object, but never telling you which object was the right one. That is what aversive-only training feels like from inside your dog's experience. Show them what you want, reward it immediately. That is not softness, that is communication. 5. Keeping a perfectly rigid routine. You feed your dog at 7 in the morning and 5 in the evening every single day without exception. You walk at the same time, you leave at the same time, you come home at the same time. You do this because dogs love routine. Everyone knows that. Consistency is how you show a dog they're safe. But here's what's actually happening. Routine is good. Rigidity is a different thing. When a dog's entire sense of safety depends on every single event happening at exactly the same time, they haven't learned that the world is predictable. They've learned that only one version of the world is acceptable. And the moment life shifts, even slightly, their foundation cracks. Veterinary behaviorists studying separation anxiety have noted that dogs with extremely rigid daily routines often show more severe anxiety when those routines break compared to dogs raised with gentle variation built in. The dog who always eats at 7 panics when breakfast comes at 8. The dog who occasionally ate at different times simply waits. You built their security around a clock instead of around you. That's the difference. The fix is not chaos, it is small, deliberate variation. Feed them sometimes at 6:45 and sometimes at 7:15. Occasionally walk in the afternoon instead of the morning. Leave the house for short periods on weekends even when you don't need to. You are teaching your dog that change is manageable, that the world doesn't have to be identical every day for them to be okay. That is a more durable kind of safety than any schedule can provide. 6. Forcing greetings with other dogs on the leash. You see another dog approaching. Your dog seems interested. The other owner smiles and you let them meet. Noses almost touching, both dogs on tight leashes, neither of them able to move more than a foot in any direction. You think you're giving your dog social time. You think you're building their confidence. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs do not greet each other face to face. In natural dog social behavior, a healthy greeting involves a curved approach, moving in an arc rather than a straight line, sniffing from the side, maintaining the option to move away at any moment. When dogs greet on tight leashes, none of that is possible. They are locked into a direct, face-to-face position with no exit. In dog body language, that is a confrontation posture, not a greeting. Research from animal behaviorist Dr. Alexandra Horowitz at Barnard College has documented how leash tension alone changes dog behavior during greetings, raising arousal, limiting natural communication, and removing the ability to use distance as a social tool. Many cases of leash reactivity, where a dog lunges and barks at other dogs on walks, develop not from aggression, but from repeated experiences of feeling trapped and overwhelmed during forced on-leash meetings. You thought you were socializing them, you were actually teaching them that other dogs on leashes lead to situations they cannot escape. If your dog wants to meet another dog, let them approach in the widest arc the leash allows. Watch both dogs' bodies. If either one stiffens, turns away, or tries to move back, that meeting is over. Their comfort matters more than the greeting. 7. Never teaching them to be alone. You work from home. Your dog is with you every hour of every day. On weekends, you take them everywhere. When you run errands, you bring them if you possibly can. You never crate them because they look so sad when the door closes. You do all of this because you love them, and you want them to feel that love constantly. But here's what's actually happening. You are raising a dog who has never learned that being alone is survivable. And that is not a small gap. That is a life skill you accidentally withheld. Separation anxiety is one of the most commonly misunderstood conditions in domestic dogs. Owners often describe it as a personality trait, as if some dogs are simply clingy by nature. But veterinary behaviorists at Tufts University's Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine have documented consistently that separation anxiety is far more common in dogs who were never systematically exposed to alone time during their development. It is not who they are, it is what they were never taught. A dog with severe separation anxiety does not experience your absence as mild discomfort. They experience it as a genuine crisis. Cortisol spikes, heart rate elevates. Some dogs destroy furniture, injure themselves trying to escape, or stop eating entirely. They are not being dramatic. Their nervous system genuinely cannot regulate without you present, because you were always present. Life will change. It always does. A new job, a health issue, a family emergency. The day will come when your dog has to be alone, and if you've never prepared them for it, that day will be terrifying for both of you. Start small. Leave the room for 5 minutes. Come back calmly. Build from there. You are not abandoning them. You are teaching them the most important thing a dog can know, that you always come back. Here is what every point in this video has in common. None of these came from cruelty. None of them came from neglect. They came from love that hadn't yet learned to look at things from your dog's side of the leash. The hug felt warm to you. The fast eating looked joyful to you. The rigid routine felt caring to you. And that intention matters. It matters enormously. But your dog cannot feel your intention. They can only feel what actually happens to their body, in their nervous system, in their daily experience of living with you. Loving your dog well doesn't mean loving them more. You already love them enough. It means learning to love them better. Paying attention not just to what you're giving, but to what they're actually receiving. Those are two different things, and closing the gap between them is the whole job. Because the goal was never just to have a dog who tolerates you. The goal was always to have a dog who genuinely thrives with you. And that dog is possible. It just starts with understanding them a little more clearly than you did before today.